You ever put some weed under your nuts to sneak in the club, and then once you get in there, you got all the homies smoking nut weed?
Oh, fuck.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and we smoking. I'm here with Slump6s.
Hey.
Matter of fact. And?
SGPY.
How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. We're already blowing your mind?
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
It is.
We just kind of been like talking normally about stuff, and then we just keep seeing his eyes light up little bit by little bit.
This is insane.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
17. So you're still new in the game.
It's
you know?
his birthday.
Is it seriously?
Yeah, he just turned 18.
Should we do it?
Oh,
Happy
He's not.
birthday to you. Happy birthday
Man,
to
look at me, I'm
you.
getting excited.
Happy birthday,
To
Wayne.
Wayne? I'm not Wayne.
Fuck, but happy birthday to you. This is why when people are gonna bring their homie on camera, they gotta tell me to fucking look them up too, so I won't be coming in blind.
Yeah, for sure. He's goated.
Yeah?
Trust me.
Oh, you goated?
He's not.
Oh, okay. That's lit. Fuck, man, how's it going? What are you doing out here in LA?
Just recording,
Okay.
working on shit.
Right,
I mean,
definitely.
simple stuff.
You still live in Rochester though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So go to school and stuff.
Oh yeah, right. Tell me a little bit about growing up in Rochester, because I'm from the East Coast, so I know about Rochester, unlike
So
most people.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty normal. Like, it's nothing too crazy. Like, there's of course like the low parts and there's the high parts of Rochester.
Yes, there
and
are
I'll
hood
say-
ass parts of Rochester.
Yeah.
Bad.
I'll say I was in like the dead middle.
Oh,
yeah. Like I was living with both my parents for a while. I would say probably until I was like 10.
Okay.
And then I started just living with my mom. And I still live with her now.
Why,
so.
your dad just dipped out?
Nah, he's still around.
Okay.
They just ended up splitting, but he still like we talk all the time. But yeah, like after like 5th grade, I think I started living with my mom, and nothing really changed. Like it wasn't like I wasn't in the trenches. Like, oh, I couldn't eat certain days. Like I just lived. Like I went to school. Like.
Right.
I just did like normal kid stuff.
Were you rap obsessed at that point?
I wouldn't say rap obsessed. I feel like that like was like later on in life. Like when I was like around 13 is when I started like getting into like rap, because when I would be around my dad, he would play like Lil Wayne and shit like that.
Okay.
So that's what kind of like sparked my interest in like rap music.
Right. Is Lil Wayne old school rap to you?
No.
That was a yes, for the record.
For me, like, I don't know, because I used to listen to like Biggie and shit.
Oh, okay. Well,
and that's like kind of older
that's old school.
than.
All right. And it hurts to say that because I was like, 14, 13 when Biggie died. But realistically, nowadays, that fits in the old school box for sure.
For sure. But yeah, Lil Wayne plays like a really big role in like the whole music thing, because his like mixtapes that he used to put out were like all I listened to since I was like 13.
He set like the prototype for like so many rappers to come after him, because he recorded 5 million fucking songs. He dressed crazy as fuck. He had all the crazy face tattoos, drinking lean, all this shit that like he just put the whole puzzle together, and like he doesn't get enough credit for how many rappers these days are kind of following that blueprint.
The rapper NPC, the default rapper NPC.
I like that.
But he's a GOAT.
Yeah, definitely. But okay, what going past Lil Wayne though, you started getting attracted to the underground shit or the SoundCloud rap type wave? Or?
I mean, like that was probably around like 14 or 15, and it first started with Uzi. All of my friends in like school and stuff used to listen to Uzi a lot.
I noticed you still got Uzi bars, just randomly.
Uzi's a GOAT. Like Uzi's like actually a GOAT.
Right.
Like, but yeah, it started with Uzi, and then when I got into like SoundCloud, because that's basically where I got all my music from, then I discovered who X was and Ski through I'm Dante.
Wow, so you were watching YouTubers before you were watching?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was watching this.
oh, really? Wow. Okay.
What the fuck? This like.
Dante's a goat though.
Yeah, for sure. All like Berlizzi, Your Rage, like all of them. I used to just like watch music related shit because
Right.
it was like all I did like sports like soccer and basketball, but I knew I wasn't gonna go like pro in that shit. Like
But all that shit, all those YouTube channels and this one shit are all like training for your life. Like if you want to be in the music game and if you were to just watch every fucking interview
No,
I ever
like-
did, you would pick up on so
Bro,
much shit you
what-
need to know.
Man, I watch interview after performance, just picking up shit and like learning from what other people do.
That's dope. Like you're actually taking advantage of
No,
the power
yeah,
of the internet.
definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
That's cool to hear. What was it that stood out to you about X when you first saw him?
Just like how he didn't care about like his image, like he just did what he like wanted to do. And people say they live that lifestyle, like, oh, I do what I want to do, and like I'm my own boss. But to a certain extent, they're lying because like there is point in times where you have to like stop and hold yourself back because you don't want to jeopardize something else. He didn't care. Like he was doing whatever he thought was right in that moment.
Right.
And it was just like so like refreshing, I guess, because everybody else is so like fabricated and stuff.
Right, like all the normal things that rappers do to make money and shit, like he just didn't give a fuck. I remember
Exactly.
right before he died, like the last time I talked to him, he told me like, bro, I'm going to Russia. I'm about to do a show for 500,000. And I remember thinking like, oh shit, he's actually doing something for money for once. Because he never mentioned like, I'm doing this and I'm gonna make this
Bro,
amount of money. Like he never
like-
said anything like that.
I could get into so much as to why he's like my number one, but like R.I.P. him, Ski Mask. It was such an honor meeting him, and like for him to like tell me about his experiences with him was crazy.
When did you meet him?
I met him at Summer Smash.
Oh, nice. And
Yeah.
what was that like? Like
It was crazy
How
bec-
much did you fan out?
Oh yeah, it was me and my friend Santana, and we met him, and it was just like crazy because I'm pretty sure like he knew like one of our songs, like the song that like really blew us up.
Yeah, he's tapped in.
Yeah, and it was just like what the fuck, because like him and X were like
Gods.
gods,
Yeah.
like so to meet him and for him to like semi even acknowledge the fact that like we're rappers was like it was like crazy because it's like that's like one of my idols.
Right.
And after that day, he gave me his number. We exchanged numbers, and he had hit me, and he basically just like told us. At Summer Smash, he was basically telling us about how like he's happy that there's two young people that are like trying to put on the same like message as him and X, and to hear that from him was like crazy.
Well, when you think about what they were doing and you think about what you're doing, like, do you see the direct similarity? Because
And
style-wise,
especially-
you guys are quite
yeah,
different. But
and especially because he like pointed it out. It was just like, yeah, I can see it. But like, of course, it's gonna be hard to live up to like such a high legacy like
Right.
X is. But I'm happy that it's being like acknowledged, I guess.
I mean, when you think about what makes them unique in a lot of ways, one of the main things that stands out to me is that X was someone who, while he was huge, was not scared to go be
Yeah.
off the internet.
That's what I'm
and
saying,
he's
yeah.
gone for a couple months. You would not see shit. And Ski Mask is even worse with that shit
Yeah.
because he did put out an album, I think, last year. But I mean, you just don't see him for like a fucking year. You know, he doesn't seem
No,
concerned with being a traditional rapper who always wants their
The
face
shit that
out there.
Ski Mask is working on is crazy.
You heard unreleased stuff.
I've been hearing like little snippets here and there, but like when he still got it. Like
Yeah.
don't think he don't. He still got it. for sure.
Definitely. I feel like he's never really gave the people what they wanted in a way. Like he'll give them some dope songs and stuff, that he's never hit them over the head with like a 20-song project. He never really let the people get sick of him.
Word, yeah.
They've always just been wanting more.
I mean, I'll never get sick of bro. He's gonna always be in my top 5, both of them,
For sure.
forever.
So you started making music around that time, or?
Yeah, it was around like 6th, 7th grade. I like started to try to record on like GarageBand and shit on my phone. And then I've been doing that for like a year, and then I finally got like it wasn't a lot. It was like 100 like genuine people that would like tune into my music, and from there, I had met the Sofago,
Yeah.
and so he had like a group at the time, and they had all like told me you should try getting FL, like you should try and get a laptop or a computer.
And you met him online.
Yeah,
Right.
through Instagram.
Okay.
And then I had originally asked my mom for a computer, and she was like, "No, you're gonna get like a virus."
What a way to
I
share
don't
your
know
kid's
what she
dreams
was
down.
like trying to get at. I don't know.
Did she not know that much about computers?
No,
So
she
that
doesn't-
probably, yeah.
Yeah, but
Honestly, my mom would say shit like that all the time. When I was a kid, you were just getting viruses.
bro,
left and
yeah,
right,
like
yeah.
it was just like boom, no, like.
Yeah.
But after like a couple months of trying to like convince her to give me a computer, she just basically like let me have her computer that she had already, and I was just like, all right, it's a computer, fuck it.
Right.
So I had got like FL, and I just started like trying shit. Like my friends sent me like a couple things to like get me started, but really all it was just like me trying shit out and wanting to do it, like looking up YouTube videos, finding out how to do certain stuff that I wanted to learn how to do.
Right.
And then yeah, I still record myself now. And I'm a junior right now, so that'll like 5 years.
Were you just literally coming home from school every day and just going to work?
Yeah.
Like every moment that
I
you
mean,
had?
it was literally like every like free time I had. I never really did like homework and shit, so I would just come home and like after basketball or soccer practice, just come home and start like trying shit.
Right. And you were just figuring it out. Were you watching like tutorials and shit on YouTube trying to figure out the
Yeah.
right way to do shit?
I mean, I would find out how to do it to a certain point, and then I would just say, fuck it, I don't feel like listening to this guy's directions, and figure it out myself.
Right.
Yeah. That's
And-
basically how like a lot of the stuff went.
So you're just making like a shitload of songs and just like each one just keeps getting better little by little?
At first it was a lot. Like I feel like I used to record a lot more back then than now because I take a lot more time with everything. But back then it was just like learning stuff and then going with it.
Right. It's like you can kind of take it for granted that your very early shit is gonna not be that good, so you're just trying to
Yeah.
get past that stage.
Yeah,
of it not
I
being
already
that good.
knew. Like people would tell me my shit was ass, and I was just like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna try and get better."
Right.
Like it never really affected me to the point that like I wanted to stop or something.
From the beginning, though, did you very much want to go in like a somewhat experimental direction? In the sense, I feel like you were always kind of pushing at the edges of possibilities.
I mean, I started listening to Uzi, so off rip, that's like experimental. So
Yeah.
like from me really only knowing people like Lil Wayne and Uzi, who are both like big innovators in like rap music, that kind of gave me like a head start because I already like knew how to like mess around with like different like flows and melodies and stuff like that. So from like an early point in my career, I was always good at like coming up with new shit.
Right. I feel like you're part of a whole generation, honestly, that saw X kind of start out as like a regular rapper and then take all these crazy risks on his albums.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that basically told a whole fucking generation of rap fans and up and coming artists that like you do not need to be in any kind of box at all. You can
Literally.
completely get signed as a rapper and make a fucking acoustic album, and it could be one of the biggest albums of all time. So many people saw that happen and were just like, oh fuck, like I don't need to be confined.
As long as people see you like being confident about the shit that you're putting out, they're gonna like it because it's like if he's confident enough to put it out to like so many people, then it has to be worth to
And it
listen
works.
to. That's what I'm saying. Like
We've seen a lot of people take risks and
exactly,
then it didn't really
like
work.
bro, Cardi, the whole lot of red shit, like
Yeah.
nobody
there
expected him to come out with that shit. But then like after people really sat down and listened to it, now he was able to go on a whole tour and sell out arenas because of that shit. So like it's really all being about like confident in what you do.
Yeah, because to be honest, like a real legend, you can never really be a real legend by just doing whatever the fuck everybody else is doing. You have to take risks. Like the people who are going to be viewed as legendary are always going to be the people who change the shape of what the fuck is going on in the culture by doing something so different that everything kind of moves because of it.
Yeah, that is when you make your own like wave. When
Right.
you make your own legacy type shit.
So how'd you guys become friends?
We met over like Instagram and like Discord and
It
stuff.
was Instagram. I remember how. It was like, because he dropped this song called Up It.
Okay.
And I DM'd him and I was like, Up It is crazy.
Yeah, he did.
And then he DM'd me back. No, but he didn't. He liked my message, but he didn't follow back till like the next day.
Oh, and you're sitting there just like, so he fucks with me, but he don't really fuck with me.
I was like, damn, you don't fuck with me. But then he followed me the next day.
Right.
And then we had made a couple songs. We had made a song called
Fuck the Goofies.
Fuck the Goofies. And I got that title from I think it's in like, where's Jay from, Missouri?
Yeah, he's from Missouri.
I think one of my friends had told me about like this diss track some guy in his city in Missouri had made, and I was just like, I don't know, this song is like loud and mean, so I just want to call it some bullshit, so we called it Fuck the
This
Goofies.
is like a fake drill song.
Type shit. I mean, it's just like loud. Like,
yeah, it's a really loud song.
yeah.
You were never tempted to be a drill rapper?
Bro, it literally almost broke his speakers.
Yeah. No, I've never tried to be a drill rapper. I don't know how. Like, I
don't know how
sound
to drill?
stupid on a drill beat. Like, it's not for me. I've done it a few times, and like, I have a few drill songs, but they're not like the New York City drill songs.
Right.
Like,
You can hop on those beats and have fun with it, but the content, the lyrical
That's for
content
them.
is the shit that
I feel like you have
makes
to have
it.
a voice
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, like
yeah.
you have to have some different shit because everybody in that like whole scene, like, that's how they go up, is if you're like good at some different shit.
You guys should stick to the scene that you're in because that's
Yeah,
that's a
for
scary
sure.
ass scene.
Bro,
Yeah.
They're killing each other.
Oh
left and
yeah,
right.
you
I'm
going?
not like bro. The place that like we're in,
it's a good play.
Yeah.
like we just be chilling, bro. There, you don't really gotta indulge yourself into stuff like that to be.
The fans don't have like the expectation.
Bro,
that
and I
you're
feel
some
like the
crazy
place we're at, like the
savage.
fans are like strong.
Yeah, for sure. Like
Because
they,
they're like watching you grow and shit.
if they see you from like your beginning stages, they're gonna stick with you for like ever.
Right.
Facts.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like at a certain point we're basically saying the SoundCloud rap's dead, but now there's like a whole new generation
But
of all
not
these different
even-
rappers who kind of embody the ideals of it, even if it's like a whole new generation.
Yeah, like we still use SoundCloud like the same way that like the last, I mean, to the outside people, it's like the last generation or last
Right.
wave or whatever. But we still like utilize SoundCloud and stuff. It's really like, it's really important to use SoundCloud in this day and age because it's a free app. You don't have to pay for it.
Right.
And you can just listen to music that isn't on the radio or that barely anybody's listening to.
And do you feel like the important part is just that it's that direct connection to your
Yeah,
audience?
it's like it
Literally.
feels crazy, like seeing an artist like go from so small to so like that. That's like a really rewarding feeling for like the listeners because they're like, damn, I really stuck it out when people were calling this thing an ass or whatever. Like
Right.
that I feel like that's really why the fans connection and like the underground are so crazy.
Yeah, like,
Facts.
somehow like waiting 2 weeks to get the shit on Spotify. Just
Bro,
kinda
that's what I
killed
was
it, right?
saying. That's why I feel like SoundCloud is fire because it's like
Bro.
it's low key like
I don't know how people
can
use Apple
customize
Music
everything.
and shit. I don't know how they do it because like I can't. All my music's on SoundCloud, all of it. Like
Right.
everything I listen to is on SoundCloud.
yeah. I use Apple Music, but SoundCloud is for songs that can't be on
Yeah,
Apple
that
Music.
can't be on there.
Because with all the samples and everything, that's
Yeah,
like the main
yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah, when we just dropped a song that had a sample, and we're
Yeah,
like,
we
what
couldn't drop it on
fuck?
Apple Music because they had a
Yeah.
sample.
Do you try to upload it to Apple Music and it gives you a
I don't
fucking
even
warning
try
and
that.
just says
Bro,
like no?
I don't be feeling like trying that. I don't like talking to people. Like I don't like having to go back and forth with people. So I'll just be like, all right, bro, I want to drop this song, so I'm gonna drop it on.
But I've known a lot of artists who are like that, and then they like sign up with TuneCore, and they all of a sudden
Word.
start getting that streaming check, and then they're like, so if I put this project on Apple Music and
No,
shit, I can
like-
make this amount.
No,
Oh,
like-
all right.
I mean, SoundCloud is like to build your fan base.
Yeah. This is
And I
true.
feel like you could start putting shit on like Spotify and Apple Music once like you have that fan base.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to start early, like with that Apple Music and Spotify stuff, just so like you don't have to re-upload stuff. But
Right.
Facts.
but SoundCloud is definitely like where you could build a good foundation of fans at.
Definitely. So yeah, how did you start making connections with all these other rappers and shit? You guys just met in the DMs randomly, but like,
Yeah.
where how was all this happening?
A lot of it had to do on like Discord and Instagram group chats. Like that played a really big part of it for like a while, but now it's really like moved on to like Discord and stuff because that kinders more to like the artists, and like you're able to work on stuff
Facts.
through like Discord. But yeah, like a lot of the people I've met, I mean, now I'm not gonna lie, now that I've been like traveling more, a lot of people I've met have been at like shows and festivals.
Well, you also blew up during the pandemic where it was like extra hard to socialize.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely like people knew me, but people didn't like know me because of the fact that we like nobody could travel, nobody could really do anything.
And it's not like you're in New York or LA either. You're in Rochester.
Yeah, exactly,
So
bro.
the internet
I'm
is like
literally like by myself, bro. When I tell you this whole quarantine shit has been so boring, but that's a story for another
So
day.
were you just like not even in school for hella long? or-
No, bro, during my like online school that I had to do when quarantine like first hit, I wasn't doing shit.
Right.
And I felt so bad because my mom would have to see that report card like every fucking few months, but I wasn't doing. I literally would just like wake up at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon and just start recording.
Right.
And then not go to sleep till like 3 p.m. and then just repeat the cycle for like 6 months. And my appetite was just like pizza rolls and like Gatorade.
But in a lot of ways, though, that's like your training right there.
bro.
Because otherwise, you would not have
Bro,
all the time in the world. You know?
If I sat down and did my work and did all the shit I was supposed to do that year, I would not be in the position that I am right now. So at the time, it seemed bad. It seemed like, oh, he not about it. But in the end, and I'm about to graduate still. Even though I failed all those classes, I'm still about to graduate this year.
Right.
So it's just
What's the attitude like with all the people that you're around back in your hometown and shit, though? Because I'm sure like 99% of them got nothing going on, right?
I mean, it is they live their regular people lives. I mean, for me, I go to school during the weekends and then I'm usually out somewhere else I go to school during the weekdays and I'm usually out during the weekends. So I go in, I try to just move around the school as tack as possible because the middle schoolers and all the weirdo kids in my school, bro, I be trying to move around for them, but I literally just go there, do like the bare minimum of work, and then get out.
But are they fascinated with like why are your songs have a bunch of plays and people are interviewing you and shit?
Yeah, and like when I tell you when I go home, bro, and this is out and everybody like, oh my god. But
Shout out to Rochester.
Yeah.
NoJumper.com.
no jumper knock. But yeah, like the first week of school, everybody was just like stunned because they're like, I thought he lived in like Atlanta. Like nobody knows I'm from Rochester. Like even though I say it all the time, like it's still like a new fact when people hear that I'm from Rochester and not like Atlanta or LA or something.
Right.
But yeah, like the first week of school, there was a lot of pictures. There was a lot of weird shit that went on. I think the first week of school, I had to like slap some kid because he followed me into the bathroom. It was really weird.
What was his plan? You got pee on your shoe or something?
I really don't know. It was a weird interaction.
You ever
Like
bust that move though when you're at the urinal and you pee on somebody's shoe?
No. What the fuck?
I had a homie who told me he did that. I was like, that's the most badass thing I ever heard.
Bro, I would get so pissed off. Somebody
if somebody peed on my shoe, bro, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll
bro. I'm
fight
about to
fucking
get it,
Brock
bro.
Lesnar if he pees on my shoe, bro. I'm gonna be so mad.
Nah, literally.
I've been seeing pranks like that on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's the most essential YouTube accounts to watch from you guys' perspective, like to stay up on the culture and
Just
whatnot?
reaction
Bruh,
channels.
Reaction. I'm not gonna lie. I've not been watching YouTube.
No?
Yeah, no, YouTube like channels like
Bro.
got like gaming, all that shit.
The pranks on there are fucking stupid.
Oh my god.
They're so fake, yeah.
Bro, they make me like want to become an actor because it's like there's no way they just suck this bad.
Yeah.
But like they came up off that shit though. Like when I was in like middle school, all them pranks and shit, they was running that
Bro, I'm
shit
not
up.
gonna lie. Now that I think about it, I was so young and I believed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It was like
I was eating that shit up. I'm
I
not
really
gonna
thought
lie.
it was real, bro. But
Yes.
now looking at it, it's like it's not.
Because
bro.
me as a YouTuber, when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I could go film a real prank video if that was my thing. It might take me like all fucking day to get
Yeah.
a couple of good reactions, or I could have my friend or my friend's girlfriend or whatever just act freaked out, and that would be so much.
Literally.
But those channels really appeal to like young kids.
No,
I
yeah,
think,
because
too.
they're
They be getting
naive
hella
and they could
views.
just like, they don't know that shit. So
There's people who make like horror kids videos.
No,
for
yeah,
YouTube,
those
where they,
niggas are weird. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
What do you mean?
They like torture like
they're
children's toys.
bro. And the niggas that be doing the 3 a.m. videos,
Yes.
bro.
Bruh, bruh.
They just be making shit up, bro. I remember
And
when
it'd be like,
niggas will die and they'll just be like,
Oh, yeah.
calling them at 3 a.m. It's like, bro, who the fuck are you calling?
That's
bro?
what I have beef with the biggest dude who did
I
those
think
You're
I know
talking
who
about
you're
bro that
talking-
did the X video.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Because when he did the one about X, I was
Bro,
so mad.
Literally, I think I commented under that video, bro. I was tight, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing,
But he got
bro?
his whole channel deleted and
Good,
everything.
fuck,
Yeah.
bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
But I ain't gonna lie. I started watching. Like, I watched him when I was like in 7th grade. So I did believe it in 7th grade. Like,
I love that you
believed
guys
it.
aren't saying his name, not giving him any
Yeah.
clout. Respect.
Yeah.
I did
bro.
believe it, but like
course.
now it's just like, how did I believe that? Like, it's so like
Nah,
fake,
I was never going
bro.
for that
It's
shit.
like-
I was always the type of kid that wanted to like depict everything that went on. Like when I was watching a movie, I would be annoying as fuck. I'm gonna be like, that shit's not real.
Yeah.
Like so, like when it was that YouTube shit, I would pick up on
Now
that
I
shit.
feel bad about being that person because I'll
Nah,
be watching a
hell
movie
nah.
and I'll be pointing out everything like that's not what would really happen in real life.
Nah, yeah, but that's probably why I don't watch movies now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that movie
But
shit.
do you got like tunnel vision in terms of the
I
music?
Yeah, kinda. Like literally, all I do like this music shit is literally like my life. Like this is how I'm living. Like I'm really grateful that this is my career path because if it wasn't, I don't know what I would really be doing.
Facts.
I mean, it really allows you to be yourself, you know, in a way that pretty much every
Yeah.
other career path, you kind of have to fall in line and be a
And
certain type of person.
I never wanted to be like old and like paying like having to be worrying about like bills and shit. Like that was my biggest concern because I would see like my mom and like family members have to do that shit like being like, damn, I have to save up for this shit.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to be able to like get them out that shit because it's so like sad.
Yeah, it is
Like
sad.
it's
when
a
you think
sad,
About
it, like that shit is depressing thinking about it because it's like,
I feel
fuck,
like it's
that's
not
your whole
sad.
life. You have to just
I feel like it's not sad if it's something you want to do, but
Yeah,
like
if
he
you're-
said,
if you're-
I can't picture myself doing.
if your
anything.
passion is like a doctor or a lawyer or some shit, and that's something like you really want to do, then of course go do that shit. But like for people that have like artistic desires, like shit that
literally.
college can't provide for you, it's just like you really got to be like on top of your shit.
I still to this day, like if I go to the grocery store, I'm looking at the employees like I respect the fuck out of it so
Literally.
much that you could stand here and work
Bro.
for 10 hours straight. But when I think back to where my mentality was at,
Bro.
I would have done anything to
Hell
avoid
nah.
that. I would have fucking
Bro, literally.
traffic, drugs, done all kinds of crazy shit just to not have to stand up and work at the grocery store. It just was not, it was not happening. I would have took all kinds of
But
crazy
yeah,
risks.
I'm
so I
not
didn't
gonna
have
lie.
to.
I was like this close to getting a job at like a convenience store or some shit like that. But
Yeah.
I'm happy I didn't because like now I can do shit like this during like a school week.
Do you think it would have drained you of your
Bro,
artistic energy?
hell yeah. Because school already did. Like, I would come home and not want to record, but I'm like, bro, I have to. Like,
Right.
I like have to. But, bro, if I had a job, like, I would have to come from school and then go to a job. Oh, nah, I'm not going to lie. You probably would have seen me go at music.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That shit that's what I'm saying. Like for the people that do go and do that shit every day,
Right.
the biggest respect to you because you able to do what the fuck I can't.
Yeah.
Because I see my mom wake up in the morning at like 6. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going for that shit.
She's gonna be like, "Why'd you have to say 6 like that?"
I'm all,
All right, question for both of you is: when did you really start to feel like your music was connecting and like you actually had a song that people were really fucking with, and you were like, "Oh fuck, this might be really happening."
well, for me, it was antisocial. It was really like quick. Like everything went by fast as fuck because it was like we dropped it because it leaked. Like somebody leaked it, and we were just like, "Fuck it, we gotta hurry up and drop it." We dropped it, and then in like a week, it just like went up to like 100K. And at the time, we're both at like 9K, 6K. Like we're nowhere near like averaging 100K on a song.
Right.
But that day, that time that we posted it, I guess was just like the perfect time. And then boom, out of nowhere, like a week later, it's just 100 different TikTok trends, 100 different people using the sound. And then it's just more and more people getting put onto the song. And then it really just became like a a household song. Like everybody really knew like the song Antisocial, or at least the part that people were like fucking with.
Yeah.
And so
that was the point where it kind of became like, oh, okay, now everybody knows about this one little thing at least.
And I'll always be grateful from the TikTok community, just because they already played they played such a big part in my career. And on top of that, it's literally like the biggest app ever.
Yeah.
So like I can never be like ungrateful of the people that helped push my career to such like a far position, because nobody would really expect their song to like go that crazy in a week.
Like the ultimate promotional device.
Yeah, for sure. Like that app could take your career to the next level in like a day, just if your shit hits the algorithm.
Right.
Like,
same question. When do you really start to feel like, oh, this shit is working?
Probably like November.
Okay.
Cause that's when like I started like gaining like followers. Cause I used to never like gain like followers. Like, bro, I would literally like gain 3,000 in like 9 months, but now I'm like gaining 3,000 in like a month. Nice. So bro, sometimes it just goes up like gradually. Like I don't know, but it just started. But I haven't had that like hit song like he had yet.
Right.
To like really do it, but I'm going up like at a steady.
That's the weird thing about you guys' world, though, is that it feels like the hit songs don't really matter as much as like the fans are fans of like the whole body of work.
yeah, because like, of course, there's gonna be like people that have like a few songs, not even a few songs, maybe like one song, and then that's it. But like when it comes down to if how you're gonna go from that, like how are you gonna keep going from that? And personally, after that song, I dropped a mixtape. And that's been doing really good.
Right.
And I'm working on my album. So like I'm carrying on from that really big spark that I had. There's a lot of people that had that big spark and just got comfortable. And then like
that's the time when it's the most important that you start working
exactly.
your ass off.
Like there's people that are gonna just take that shit and run with it, and then like eventually give it like a year, they're gonna be out of bread. But like you got to be on top of your shit. You can't take big opportunities and then let it just fold because you got lazy.
Right. Okay. So at what point do you speak to Zack for the first time?
I started talking to Zack last summer. It was when I was playing basketball, and I remember he had hit me, like he had DM'd me and was like, "You're hard" or something like that. And I was like, I know who this guy is. Like, I know who he is, but I don't know who he is.
Right.
Like, it's like
We
I've
all
seen
had
his
that
name
moment
before.
with Zack where we're like, okay,
Yeah.
who the fuck is this guy? Like,
Yeah,
why?
he's a
I know who he
mysterious
is, but why
man.
do I know who he is?
Exactly. But I just like responded. I was like, appreciate it. And he was just like talking about me. He was like asking me like where I'm from and stuff. And I was just letting him know like I'm from New York, this, that, and the third. And then he had talked to me about like his label or whatever, Field Trip.
Right.
He's just explaining to me how it works and like who works with him. And then that summer, I had signed to them. I'd signed a Field Trip, and so from there we've just like been working. Like after that, that's when I put out my mixtape, and it really felt like I was taking the opportunity I got and putting it to good use, because like I've never had something perform that well besides like that mixtape. So like it really
Are they involved with the music, or are they really just involved with like the marketing and shit, or
Uh,
getting it out there
really,
more?
I'm pretty sure how it works is Field Trip is more like the promotion and planning
Right.
side, and then Republic Records is what
Okay.
deals with like the money or whatever.
Right.
So I don't really like go in too deep with it. Like I definitely try to like play my role.
Right.
I have people to like deal with that stuff. Like I really like just being into like the music.
Because I was gonna say before that it's like, when you really think about it, it's like you have to make music and then you have to figure out how to get people to listen to music.
Yeah.
And those are two such different things
Yeah.
that's really why you
Yeah.
signed to a label, is because the label is going to be able to get
Because
you out there.
they know how to do that
Way
shit,
better
and
than
they
you
know how
know.
to do it
Yeah.
well.
And,
So
and let
like,
you just focus on
I
it.
literally like all I have to focus on is recording the music and making sure it's good.
Right.
So
That's dope.
I got like a weight lifted off my shoulders with that.
Right, definitely. Have you like been to the clubs and stuff?
Yeah.
Zach's like super famous
I've
for
been,
ruling the clubs out here.
I've been to a lot of clubs, but I'm not gonna lie. Probably by the time like I'm like 20, 21, I'll probably not go because that shit is boring.
You think it's boring?
It's like, I mean, I can see why it's like fun to like people that drink, but I'll never touch alcohol. So like,
You'll never touch it.
that shit is not it, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
What
Like, for
turned
me,
you against alcohol?
I don't know. I guess like I'm a little kid for this, but like I like flavored like juice and shit, and that flavor is just not it.
I feel you, man. I never really
That
grew to
flavor,
like
that
it.
smell, it was just not.
You know what's crazy is like I read when I first like found out about Zack and when I read an article about him. One of the quotes from somebody about him was like, everybody who gets into the nightlife business, you know, nightclubs and everything, everybody gets into it, either gets into it because they're trying to get pussy or because they're drug addicts.
Yeah.
And Zack is like the one
Zack is
dude
like
who just
neither.
realized the business opportunities that would come to him if he really focused
That's
on
a
that.
smart guy.
Yeah.
I always give it to Zack. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else stand out that you've kind of learned from watching how he's moving right now?
I just know what I really learned is to listen, take in a lot, and then just know how to apply it to different places. Like being able to learn and listen and just stay quiet and keep to yourself, and then being able to use what you learned and use it somewhere else is like, that shit's like a life cheat code.
Yeah.
Cause that shit will get you places you never thought you'd be at.
Yeah, big part of life is learning your lessons from other people before you have to go through those things, you know?
Yep,
Like
for
you
sure.
could totally watch some interviews on YouTube and like realize like, fuck, I don't want to go to prison for 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is way better than going to prison for 20 years and then realizing you don't want to go to prison.
Yeah, literally.
To use an extreme example.
That's. I'm happy. I'm just like out the way with that shit. Like,
Right. What so how did the BabySantana relationship start?
We originally like didn't like each other.
Really?
Like we both like mutually just didn't like each other's presence. And I think that's what made us like such close friends, is because like we didn't like each other at first. So we know all each other's bad things about each other
Really?
and good things. But we started to be friends, I would say like 2 years ago. And it was just like on Discord, I guess. Like we used to like play the game together and stuff. And it was like 3 months into us like being actual friends that we decided to make like our first song together. And that song's called Surgeon. And then from there we decided to make a second song, and that's Antisocial. But we originally planned it to be like a sequel to Surgeon.
Right.
But it didn't even get pushed that way. It just ended up like being another song.
Did you just start to think like, oh shit, our sounds work well together?
Kinda. Like he rarely mastered that FL Studio shit.
Really?
So like a lot of the shit, like I'm not gonna lie, I learned a lot from Tana helping me like with like FL Studio and shit. So he and on top of that, he's like insanely talented for his age. So like it was just like always something I wanted to do, because like he was just like the song that he had sent me for Antisocial, it was just like some different shit. It's like, I don't really know how to put it into words, but it just proved to me like, damn, this kid really like is innovative. Like he's able to come up with some different shit this early. And that's what kind of like made me want to like build a friendship with him even more, because that kind of inspired me to like go harder at the shit that I'm doing, because like I'm only 2 years older than him, but it's still like, it made me want to go harder.
That's one thing that like stood out to me a lot listening to your shit, is I'm like, it felt like you really challenge yourself on every beat, because it would be so easy to just sort of hop on a beat and rap regular to it, but it's like you're trying to really like fuck with it and
Yeah,
just rap
I
differently
like-
on each song.
I feel like what definitely does separate like the 2016-17 wave to like now is like vocality, like being able to actually like sing in the mic and like not sound
Basic.
high. like I don't know, like don't smoke weed type of stuff, but like
Right.
I'm talking about like actually like showing off what you could do into the mic. Like for me, I've done like R&B and stuff like that, and I feel like that's what kind of like, and so is he. Like what separates us is like versatility.
You choose to just challenge yourself with that kind of shit
Yeah.
from time to time.
Like just to like see if I can do it, see if it sounds nice.
Right.
But of course, like R&B isn't something like I can see myself consistently doing. But shit like that is just shit you do to like change it up a little bit.
Just to like show people you can do different shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause I've seen comment sections where like
It's just like, oh, he only has one
He
sound.
only has one
but
sound.
then as soon as you do some different shit like R&B,
then they have a problem.
then they're like,
Right.
oh
What the
my
fuck?
God, what the
Like,
fuck is this?
bro.
It's like, okay.
Bro, you can't like please.
But
like,
then to the people that get it, it's like they get it. They're like, okay, he can really like
he can
change
really
it.
do shit.
Right. But
Yeah.
that is a weird thing though, because by the time you get around to putting an album out, the way people listen to albums,
Yeah,
if you have
it's
10
always
songs,
some different shit.
if you have 10 songs and you kind of have the same flow on every song, it really stands
Yeah.
out of like, fuck, this ain't it,
no.
you know?
It's always gonna be mixed reviews, especially with like albums, mixtapes, anything, because there's some people that like hearing the same shit over and over, and there's some people that like hearing different genres and different attempts to try new shit.
Yeah.
So with that, you just gotta take it on the chin and keep it moving.
100%. So you
yeah.
tempted to fuck around like with fucking lean and shit like that, or
Hell
it don't
no.
tempt you at all?
Bro, that shit just don't even look like.
It don't even look appealing.
It
bro.
don't even
Like,
look like it's like I'm supposed to be fucking doing that. Like it looks like chemicals. That shit is scary.
But it's like the effect can't be that fire. Like
It
can't be that good, bro.
Listen, for like people that do that shit, that's them because they get their own like effects off of that shit.
Right.
But me, I'm perfectly fine being sober and just moving about my
That's definitely the way to
fucking
be,
business
for
because
sure.
I don't like any of that shit.
Yeah.
And especially to see how many lives have been lost off of that shit, like it just makes me not even want to like let people around me do that shit.
Yeah, you have to force yourself to ignore a lot of stuff. Like, not like, okay, even if it feels good while you're doing it, you have to ignore the fact that you feel like shit the next day for however many hours. You have to ignore the fact that all these 30 and 40-year-old rappers that you can point to who are legends in the game, who you have to respect their opinion. So many of them went through, a 5-year
Yeah.
phase, a 10-year phase, however long, where
But
they were
a
doing
lot of it
pills
has-
and drinking lean,
Yeah.
and they're now talk about it like it was one of the dumbest things they ever did.
Yeah.
Somebody like Lil Boosie will tell you it's not a way to live,
Yeah, that shit's old shit. Like people just gotta put that shit down. Like the fact that shit could just take somebody away so fast.
yeah, that's enough for me to.
That
not.
shit is. I'm good off of that. If I can die,
Yeah, I don't want to do it if I could die.
Respect. You guys got good heads on your shoulders right there.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy. There's been so many rappers over the years where I think about how I met them, and they were like young, energetic, tons of personality. They were just so ready to go hard on the music. And then they really start fucking with the pills and the lean, and I'll see them 6 months later, and it's just like a different person.
yeah.
It's sad.
A lot of it has to do with not having good people around you because they play a really big part into what you get into. So like, I mean, for me, like I only keep like the same few, like 5 people around me just because I know they know what I do and what I don't do.
Right. Gotta stay
And then same
focused.
applies for them. Like I if they get into some shit that I know they don't need to, like I'll let them know.
But are you starting to get to that point now where you have a lot of people in your life who you see and they're fucking making bad decisions?
I mean, right now I feel like a lot of that was like earlier in my career because I definitely picked up fast that I had to start like separating myself from people I don't need to be like just cool with. Like I don't like they're not doing anything for me or they're not doing any things for themselves. So yeah, it was really early in my career where I like kind of narrow down who was in my like circle, I guess. Majority of them not being from my city. Like I don't really talk to anybody from like back home.
Are you anxious to leave?
Yeah.
So as soon as you graduate, you're out of there?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This connecting flight bullshit is not it, bro. Bro, I have to take a flight to Atlanta every time, and there's always that chance that you miss that second flight and you just stuck there, bro. I can't wait to move, bro. I can't wait to move.
How do your parents feel about the shit that's been happening?
I mean, I think my from what they tell me, it's like they're just happy that I don't have to do what they did to live a normal life. Like I'm able to just do what I love instead of doing what I have to.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
They're kind of more just like happy at the fact that I'm doing something.
They're not like worried about you.
Yeah, no. Because I never gave my parents a reason not to like trust me.
Right.
Like I never really was like a rowdy ass kid. I just did what I had to. And
right. Well, okay, you guys are staying away from drugs and everything, but are you staying away from girls as well?
I mean, I got a girlfriend.
Okay.
I can't do anything.
That's a very good answer.
I have a girlfriend.
We all have girlfriends.
Yeah.
Look at these guys. Well, that's good to know.
I don't have a girlfriend either, but I do at the same.
Right. She'll understand.
Yeah.
They will understand. They'll all understand. Okay. What do you? How much music do you guys actually have out together?
I don't know.
We have like 5 songs.
5 songs. All right.
And then we have a couple unreleased ones.
If you were gonna put a project out right now, who would you want on the project? And how do you know Young Bands?
The fuck?
Well, he was on the last one, and I just saw that, and I'm like, that's interesting.
Young Bands is my boy.
Oh,
like
okay.
Young Bands has been rocking with me for a minute,
Oh, really?
like
All right.
from the beginning,
Nice.
type shit. So when he had sent a verse for my album, I was just like, damn, that's crazy, cause like him, like all of the SoundCloud days, it was Young Bands, X, Ski, like it was all of them.
Yeah.
So to get somebody on my album like that was really like special to me.
Right.
But
Original question.
who
Yeah.
I would run on my album now, it'll probably. So how many people are you thinking? Like, give me like.
I'll
a
give
number.
you 5.
Okay.
5 features.
Okay. So this is anybody, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
all right.
okay. So fuck it, right? So boom, right? First would probably be Chief Keef.
Ooh.
You
are a drill rapper. In development. Once you become Glow Gang, it's over.
Yeah, facts.
They're gonna tell you about lean too.
I'm gonna be like, no. But then second, I'll probably have Wes.
Nice.
And then third, Destroy Lonely, if you know who that is.
From Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, he's a GOAT. Definitely Destroy Lonely. Fifth, or no, that's my third. Fourth, I would want Ski.
Ooh, okay.
And then fifth, I'll probably Young Nudie.
Ooh, I love Young Nudie, man.
Yeah, facts. Young Nudie's a GOAT.
I interviewed him back in the day. That would be such a good one to do again. He was so fucking funny.
He's a GOAT.
Legend, man. I still put him on when I'm in a mean mood.
Word. Got to.
You just really
Got to.
shoot somebody.
You play
but you
EA
can't.
at any Atlanta function, bro?
Mm.
We gonna see some shit.
So you actually spend a good amount of time hanging out in Atlanta?
I mean, no. We had a show there like a couple weeks ago, and it was fun. He's from Atlanta, so he kind of knew the environment more than me.
Right.
But like, even me being there, I feel like I fit in well with the Atlanta people. I feel like Atlanta is my place. Like, I'm supposed to be there.
Facts.
Like, if I wasn't born in Rochester, I feel like I would be born in Atlanta.
Next time I see you, you better have dreads and a chain and like a Versace fit.
Where I might. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. The Atlanta niggas dressing though, that shit is crazy. He's like the only person out of Atlanta that I haven't seen dressed like an Atlanta nigga, but they dress like an improper fraction. Like it's like It's like
What?
they have like
I'm trying to think about it.
they have like less amount of legs.
Oh.
Like their pants be like skin tight type shit,
Hmm.
and then they be having big ass shirts, and it be
Right.
like, what the fuck?
So many fake asses in Atlanta too.
No,
So many like GTA
here.
characters.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
So
lie.
many
here, it
here,
might low-key
bruh.
be like,
There's a lot of good places to
It's
live.
OD.
nah,
bro.
here is some different shit because you go to the places that niggas really have like money,
Right.
You gonna see some shit,
Bro, it's like everywhere.
And
Like,
once you really learn to start spotting the plastic surgery, and then you can't even look at girls normal anymore. I look at a girl and I got a whole fucking price budget built it up in my head. I'm like, oh, she had the eyelid thing done too. Oh,
Grocery shop,
literally.
so you did all that to go to Vaughn's. Shit. All right.
literally.
Amazing. All right. Where do you want them to go check your shit out, or what do you want to tell the people to do?
Everywhere, man. Go check me out on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud. I have an I have an album dropping soon.
Right.
He's dropping new music soon, so definitely check SGP West out.
Everywhere.
And just be on the lookout, man. Big 1500 shit, man. Big CC shit. You already know.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys coming out, man. Ooh, he hit that shit. He just went take A on us.
Happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, Ben.
It's actually not his birthday.
Ah,
It's not
shit.
his
Well,
birthday.
well, when it is, I said it already.
Noted.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, all that shit. TikTok, Instagram. Like, comment,
Hey,
subscribe.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
My shit really rocks, bitch.